How we're doing? Figured I've got a little bit of time off from work today. Feel like I should probably turn on the high pass filter really quick. There we go. Looks like that adjusted it a little bit better. But I've got a little bit of time off of work today. Figured work's been kind of slamming me. Same with lifting recently. So as I get some stuff cleaned up and ready for the week, we're just going to do a little bit of a podcast, a little bit of a conversation. Just talk through life and what's been going on. So a little background and overview about me. I am I'm working an engineering internship at a company over in Milwaukee, and it's been pretty relaxed so far this summer, but it has honestly, this week was pretty brutal when it came to working 50 hours as an intern. One day was 4 hours of travel, 10-hour workday, just a little bit of that, so nothing too bad, nothing too good, but not really enjoyable when it comes to still having to lift, taking summer classes of material engineering, and just trying to keep up to date with life stuff, So I feel like it does get kind of overwhelming at times, but at the same time, I am working at a big company. I'm working in a pretty good job group of itself, and I'm getting paid pretty well for my job, I would like to think. So I don't really want to complain and make it seem like I don't like my job, because I love my job. I love the people I'm working with. And, I'm an intern, so maybe there's a future at the company. Maybe there isn't, but I'm at least going to try and work for one, 50-hour work weeks, though, I do want to take a moment to talk about this, just give some of my thoughts about that. Those really suck. And if you work them, or anyone that does work them, yeah, they're honestly pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie, especially it's not even a manual labor job. But I remember when I was working at Amazon, there were some 40, 50-hour weeks, and at Amazon you're walking around for 13 miles a day if you're working in the warehouse. And it's not really something sustainable. I think I was down 15, 20 pounds when I was working there. Couldn't really keep weight on or anything. Because how do you eat enough to be able to counteract that much while you're still going for regular life? In general, that's something that's honestly pretty hard to do. So, at least I'm not still working at Amazon. That would suck a lot more. But I feel like I miss out on a lot of stuff when I'm working this much a week, and it's just not ideal. It's also made it to where I don't necessarily, hold on, that's sitting on my keyboard, but it's made it to where I don't necessarily, it's kind of killed my workouts, but, there are some other issues with the lifts and stuff like that too. So I don't want to blame it completely on just work holistically for messing up my workouts. I'm now rehabbing my bench completely because I just lost any ability to have power on my bench press. On Monday or Tuesday, my shoulder was just kind of hurting a little bit. Didn't really have mobility in it, which kind of sucked, kind of was weird. And then just as the day kept going, just kept getting worse and worse. Tried to bench that night or the night after. We're talking just the bar, went down to just the bar, and just absolutely nothing was there. It felt like the bar felt like 225, and that shouldn't be happening, especially if I was healthy. So I don't really know what was happening there. Now working with my coach Will to try and diagnose what happened, to see what we can do, see how we can prevent this in the future. But that's definitely a shit kind of moment where it's just, this is a series of injuries that's going to be happening. What can we necessarily do in order to negate this, in order to solve this? So I think we're pretty much just doing a pretty big bench revision, and we will see what comes out of this as a whole. You know, I would be lying if I said I wasn't concerned as a lifter, but we're just gonna go through the process, see what happens, and hope for the best. I mean, I do know that I really need to work on getting my content to be a little more consistent when it comes to uploads. I'm still working on revising my editing style. But if I'm being honest, I like editing video. I like learning about videography, photography, a lot of stuff like that. But just with work and lifting, that's been a majority of my days, to where I just, on the time off from those, there's just been a ton of days where I don't feel like going straight back to sit on a computer or do something like that. So I'm looking to find a more sustainable way to where I can carry on producing more content during the school year and not getting burnt out as much like I am with work and lifting as well as editing. Whether it's doing more run and gun kind of unedited footage for the channel or seeing what else I can do. Maybe like once a week vlogs. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of posting schedule works for me. So maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. I feel like bi-weekly is kind of pushing it, and that's not going to help growth. So I feel like it at least has to be once a week. But as for an upload schedule, the style of content and stuff like that, we'll see what it is, because a lot of it I'm not doing that much during the school year. Like, you know, I'm going into my senior year for engineering. Classes are kind of busy, kind of sucky. Can't say we get into too much trouble, but maybe this year will be different as our house is different. But we'll just kind of see where it takes us. But, you know, I did want to take some time to just acknowledge and say, it's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to be overwhelmed, to be concerned about things, and to not feel right. It's okay to take time off. I don't feel like anyone can judge you for that. But, you know, it's always difficult. It's always different whenever it comes to that. But we can just see what happens. Just gonna throw that in a Snapchat to someone. But yeah, I mean, I think overall it's just pretty difficult sometimes. I feel like you always want to hold yourself to a higher standard and a better expectation, but sometimes it takes a big toll on how you're feeling mentally, how you're feeling physically, and how you're feeling emotionally. I know a lot of times this week, you know, in the moment it didn't feel that bad with work, but then looking back at it, it was kind of affecting my productivity. It was affecting like the final product that I was producing and putting forward. And I don't want that to be a reflection of me or anything, where it's like, oh, my work's kind of like shitty. My work's, I just muted my mic. But yeah, where it's like that quality of work just isn't subpar or anything. I feel like that doesn't look good on me, but I'm trying my best to remedy it and make it better. With that being said, we're in a new block for training. Hopefully the bench is going to recover. Squat and deadlift, pretty crap this week so far. We're going to hope for those to recover, and we're going to hope for the best. I'm going to try and figure out a new content style for this. I do believe there's going to be some more podcasts, some more long-form content coming out with people, whether it's just me talking about random things, talking about life, talking about lifting. Probably do some like more short-form documentaries kind of stuff. Might be doing a prep series of Shelby because she's now set to compete. There also is a Shelby podcast that's set to come out or happen at some point where it's her lifting life and lifting journey. So those are some things in the pipeline that might be coming. With that being said, hope you guys have a great day. I had to clean and get some stuff ready for the week. Let's go.